Okay. Good morning, listeners. My name is Omar Shemote. I'm a teacher by profession. I've been teaching in Lamu for the last 24 years before I got promoted to the position of an education officer and posted to Kilifi. That's where I work. I've been a math teacher for many years and I've loved teaching my subjects. And all along, most of the learners enjoyed my lessons and they did very well. During this period of the ongoing pandemic, Corona, or the COVID-19, Lamu Youth Alliance, which is an organization I love to work with for many years as a teacher, and which I still work for as a member of the board, has been working hard to develop the education status of the youth of Lamu by organizing different programs so that our students here in Lamu would benefit. I wish to encourage parents within the Lamu community and the Lamu archipelago to ensure that our students here in Lamu benefit in this program by observing what is being taught by some of us who have volunteered for that, and trying to have these students follow up from their textbooks and work out all these sums. In case the students would have problems in their homes, they can raise a concern to our organization, and we will plan to have these programs set for them so that they can view and learn more. It would be good if all these if our students will get involved in numerous activities at home, because time lost is never gained. Thank you so much, and I appreciate the effort of Lamu Youth for conducting these programs in all subjects, starting with mathematics. Thank you so much for listening. Okay, my name is Omar Shemote. I'm a teacher by profession, and I was born in Lamu. I've been teaching math for many years, and I want to start by saying I wish to congratulate the Lamu community for keeping themselves safe from the corona epidemic and maintaining all the rules and regulations laid by the public health. I also want to say that on the subject content which I'll be handling now, which is mathematics, the history of mathematics in Lamu has been very poor. Most learners in Lamu have been considering math as a very difficult subject. In fact, back many years, about 15, Lamu had an organization, they called it AMU, which meant Anti-Mathematical Union. And this was very bad to the Lamu community until the recent years, when students in Lamu have considered math as an easy subject. This is the effort of the many teachers, and I would say I was one of them. Right now, I'm not a teacher. I work with the Ministry of Education as an education officer. Okay. I will handle decimals, and under the topic decimals, I will be handling combined operations. Learners have been handling operations from class 1, right from class 1. They handle operation in all the topics in mathematics. However, when we come to the combined operations in decimals or fractions, learners are taught on the use of board math. BODMAS is an abbreviation which shows use of many operations when handling a sum. We are use of the 4 basic operations, that is addition and subtraction, multiplication and division. But when we have a situation of combined operations in a question, then the issue of BODMAS will come in, where we shall start to use some other operations like brackets, of, division, multiplication, addition and subtraction. Here I want to give an example of a question, a decimal question, that involves use of 2 or more of these operations. I had one like 4.25 of 3.8 plus 2.6 divide by 0.04. This sum involves use of addition and use of division. So more than one operation has been used in this question, and therefore with the help of the BODMAS we are going to apply the operation which comes first in its order of BODMAS. When we look at the sum, bracket does not feature in, and therefore we are not going to handle any issues on bracket. Looking at the next operation is of. Therefore in our question now we shall go to underline here. Why I'm underlining this part is that I want to deal with that part alone before breaking up or breaking down the other part of the question, and therefore I'll handle this part until the end of it. Meaning of means multiplication, and therefore in my rough space which I'll be given either in an exam or in my classwork, I'll deal with multiplication of 4.25 by 3.8. 4.25 by 3.8. The first number 424.25, I will ignore the decimal point and write 2 decimal places. The next part is 3.8. I'll ignore the decimal point and say 38 1 decimal place, and therefore I'll multiply. 8 by 5 is 40, 0 carry 4. 8 by 2 is 16. 16 plus 4 is 20, 0 carry 2. 8 multiplied by 4 is 32. 32 plus the 2 that I carried will be 34. I'll go to the next one is 3. 3 lies on the tens column, and therefore I'm starting from where 3 lies, the tens. 3 times 5. 3 times 5 is 15. 5 carry 1. 3 times 2 is 6 plus 1 is 7. There is nothing I'm carrying. 3 times 4 is 12. Remember, in mathematics, each number has to go into its box, and that's why our books are or have what? Boxes. So all our books are squared. They are not ruled. 0, 5, 1, 6, 1. My answer is 161.50. Here down I'll have 3 decimal places. So the answer I'll get here will have 3 decimal places. And therefore down here I have now 161.50. 3 decimal places, moving from the last digit of ones 1, 2, 3. 3 steps now behind. 1, 2, 3. So the product of 4.25 and 3.8 is 16.150. My question now will read plus 2.6 divide by 0.04. This question has changed its status. Looking at the first one and looking at the second position, we completed working out with of. The next step is division. If our question has division, we shall deal with the division. If our question does not have division, then we shall move to the next operation sign. Here we have division, where the division is particularly 2.6 divided by 0.04. And therefore we will go to that part and leave the other part which is not going to be affected. So our 2.6 divide by 0.04. We can do it like that. We have to remove the decimal places, and what considers most is the denominator, and therefore the denominator has 2 decimal places, so that it becomes ones, decimal 1, decimal 2. By multiplying, this one will be 100 and this one will be 100. And therefore when we take 2.6 multiply by 100, in class 7 we were taught that 100 has 2 places movement ahead, and therefore our 2.6 will move 2 decimal places. Step 1 for the first 0, step 2 for the second 0, 100. And therefore this place is empty. In math, when we have an empty space, we say that one is a 0. And therefore this one becomes 260 divide movement 1, 2, 4. 260 divided by 4. We can use the long method quickly. This is by 6, 24. 20 is 5, 65. So this part now, which I'm dealing with, gives me 65. This part is plus 16.150. We may put this 0 or we may forget it. We'll go to a rough space and do it very fast. 65 plus 16.150. So this is 181.150. So our answer now comes to 81.150. So this is our final stage of the answer. 4.25 of 3.8 plus 2.6 divided by 0.04. Our answer becomes 81.150. This example shows only 3 operations. However, sometimes you may have a question where there is a bracket, and inside the brackets are other digits that we will deal with. We shall have that bracket first and then go to the other operations one at a time. From our class 8 book, that is page 38, I'll give out one example. Exercise 27. Example number 1, E. (8.7) minus into brackets 0.07 plus 0.65. Plus 1.3. Okay. Now, looking at this example, we are having use of more than two operations. The first operation appearing in this question is subtraction sign. Then comes a bracket, and inside the bracket we have the subtraction sign and the addition sign. But when we look at the situation of what is in the bracket, we shall find that there is subtraction and addition. Because we will deal with this first question, in this question we shall deal with this stage, we look at the signs used as subtraction and addition. Now, which has to come first? When we consider the board mass, we have what comes first as addition, and then last is subtraction. But what has been added to what, and what has been subtracted from what? It is 0.65 that has been subtracted from 0.07 and then added. This question will turn to 0.07 plus 1.3 minus 0.65. Please let us not get confused. When we take 3 minus 2 plus 1, it is like saying 3 plus 1 minus 2. Because 3 minus 2, if we go to direct, we shall have ignored the board mass and say 3 minus 2 is 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. 3 plus 1 is 4. 4 minus 2 is 2. But situations will come when the first digit is smaller than the following digit. For example, 2 minus 3 plus 4. This will give us some challenges because 2 is smaller than 3, and therefore 2 minus 3 for us may not be possible, and therefore we shall say this question turns to 2 plus 4 minus 3. Are we together? Yes, we are together. Okay, now 0.07 plus 1.3 plus 0.07 is 1.37. So we are talking about 1.37 minus 0.65 minus 0.65. 7 minus 5 is 2. 3 minus 6 impossible. We come to borrow from the ones. It becomes 13 minus 6. It is 7. So we are talking about 0.72. Now, this part of the question has given us 0.72. We bring down this one. 8.7 minus 0.72. Go back to our rough and say 8.7 minus 0.72. There's nothing in this column. We add a 0. That becomes 8. This one makes 9 points. And this is 7. Now 7.98 as our answer. So our answer is 7.98. So I repeat to say, when we are dealing with combined operation, we make use of board mass and we follow the order of the operation signs wherever they appear. A situation which is exceptional is on the addition and the subtraction. When we meet the two signs, we first add, and we shall not add 0.65 to 1.3 because 0.65 is a value subtracted. And because it's a value subtracted, it becomes a negative side. We will first have to add and then we subtract. So that's it. Many other examples will be met in our exercises from our books, and learners should be very keen. Thank you for listening to me, and see you next time.